again, it's me, Steve Hand, Lessons in Property. So I'm talking about serviced accommodation. It's a very popular topic at the moment. There's 3 stages we're finding to serviced accommodation purchases and then getting out the other side. So I want you to think about this. You've got the valuation when you buy the property, and quite often people are buying old guest houses or properties that might have a number of self-contained units in them. So there's the valuation and the purchase price straight away. And then what you're going to do in a lot of cases is add some value, do your refurb to it, reconfigure it, or bring it up to modern standards, spend quite a bit of money on that side of things. That's your refurb. So when that's done, you've got your bricks and mortar valuation, which is a typical valuation that's done. That's stage 2. Then you're going to rent it out, quite often on a nightly rate basis, and it might be to holiday makers or it might be to contractors, depending on the area, which part of the UK that you're in. When you've done that for typically 18 to 24 months, we're at stage 3. You can document then 18 months to 2 years of income coming in, and then we've got the commercial valuation, and that's when you can really pull your money out. So you've got the initial valuation when you buy it, your valuation when you've refurbed it, which is a typical bricks and mortar valuation, and you can refinance then to pay off the bridge or the development finance, get your 18 months to 24 months income in, and then we get it revalued on a commercial basis, and then you can pull even more money back out and go again. So on the commercial valuation, I want you to think along these lines. So you've got, let's just say £100 a night is what you're charging for the room, and you've got 8 rooms in this property. So that's £800 a night if it's full. Times that by 365 days. So you've got a full year's income, assuming 100% occupancy. And what lenders will generally work off is up to 70% occupancy. So you times that figure, that annual revenue, if it's all totally filled out, you times that by 70%. And then from that figure, you're going to take off 30% for management fees, cleaning, etc. Also, from that revenue, that total revenue that you've got coming in, you've got to take off roughly 3% for Airbnb fees. And that's what you're left with. And that number that you're left with, there'll be a yield-based valuation, a yield-based calculation for the area. And quite often this figure is 12%. But remember, you've got to divide by 12%, and that gives you the commercial valuation. So I'm aware I've just thrown a load of figures at you and waffled a bit. So I'm going to look at my whiteboard, which has the numbers on, and then it'll enable you to process this a little bit better. If you've got a pen and paper, great. If not, go and get one. Imagine £100 a night. You've got 8 self-contained units in your big old serviced accommodation property. So £100 a night times by those 8 times by 365 days of the year, and you've got 292,000. Let's work off 70% occupancy. That works out to be £204,400 revenue in. Take off 30% for management fees and operating costs, cleaning, all that stuff. Then you're left with £143,080. 3% for Airbnb, which is 6,132, and that leaves you with 136,948. Then what you do is you apply that yield-based percentage. So in a lot of cases that's 12%. Remember, you divide it by 12, not times by. So 136,948 divide by 12% gives you a valuation, a commercial valuation of 1.14 million. So if you've bought this property, let's just say it was 500,000, you've spent 300,000 on it, and it's worth 800,000 as your bricks and mortar. When you've got 18 to 24 months income, and you can evidence that, that uplifts the valuation in this example to 1.14 million. Times that by 75%, because you can pull that money back out and put it on a commercial term mortgage, and you can pull quite a bit of money back out and go again. So that brings us to the end of Lessons in Property, episode 12. We're going to take a break for a few weeks, but then I'll be back, and how to accelerate your journey in property. Bye for now.